So today we have a very special guest with us. He's the chief arbiter at the ongoing FIDE World Cup. His name is Laurent Freyd. Thanks for the interview, Laurent.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm pleased to be with you today.
So firstly, we wanted to talk about can you tell a bit about yourself, how you started playing chess, and then how you started to get into top level chess events being an arbiter?
Well, that started quite a while ago when I was a kid. First of all, my brother taught me because nobody knew how to play in the family, and he had the opportunity to learn by his nerves. And I immediately loved the game, and then had an opportunity to take part in some activities which were besides school, and then became a club member. Played a lot when I was a teenager and student, and then I had the opportunity to become an arbiter, and step by step ran local tournaments, national ones, international ones, and now I'm very happy and honored to have the opportunity to officiate in world events like the World Cup, or last year in Chennai is a very memorable
Yeah,
tournament for me.
Olympiad.
Olympiad, yeah.
Yeah. And what was your age when you first started playing?
I was 9, I think, or something like this. I was still in primary school.
And what's the best part about being an top level arbiter? Like, what you enjoy the most about your job?
Oh, there are various areas which I like. Of course, one of them is to be able to meet a lot of players of various profiles. Of course, in top level events like this, it will be world champions and really world class players.
Mhm.
But also in some open tournaments, what is interesting is the ability to work in different conditions, in different continents, countries, and so on. And this is a way to also see the life from a different angle from the one you have at home, because of course the cultures, the habits, or any any differences are always interesting to discover. So
Mhm.
that's one of the part. I also like the aspects related to organization. I mean, when you are in a leading position like the chief arbiter, you can't just say, okay, I study my laws of chess, I will
Mhm.
officiate during the game, and full stop. You also have to take into consideration some other aspects, like organization, teamwork with the organizers, the staff, and so on. And this is one part I really like. I love to work in team in chess tournaments.
Yeah, that's good. And there are only very few jobs in the world where you get to travel almost everywhere in the world, and
Mhm.
that is also a great part about your job. And also being in a sport which you love, that's like a cherry on the top.
Yeah, exactly. You summarized it well. I've not always been a professional arbiter. I had a career in IT in the past, and yeah, now it's a way to, as long as it works, to work with my passion. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. One more thing. What's the one thing which you don't like that much about your job? Something which you find little not so interesting.
Oh, not so interesting. Uh, for now, I don't really have negative aspects. I mean, okay, one technical one is the administrative part. I think that most of the arbiters don't really like making reports or things like that. But this is also a way to improve for future editions of the tournament. Yeah, I would say the admin part, because I prefer the action, creating, and being really in action.
Yeah. Also, I thought, when you deal with a lot of players at once, there may be some difficulty in some technicality. Then you have to manage everything. That may be a difficult part, but maybe not for you.
Well, I think it's very important. I also train arbiters, and I always tell the trainees, and I always do it myself. It's very important that whatever you level, you always remain kind of humble. And for instance, I always
Mhm.
tell them, read the laws of chess before every tournament. It's not because you are an arbiter for 20 years or 25 years. In other sports, maybe the arbiter would warm up before the game by running, or by also reading their own laws.
Mhm.
And I think this is very important, that we We don't think we know everything, and we remain fit and vigilant to what can happen. Otherwise, you can miss some problems and miss make wrong decisions or such things.
Yeah, sure. And can you tell us some of the top events that you have been arbiter in, and how was your experience in general in those events?
Well, there were a few world events, of course. The Olympiad in Chennai was the most challenging, I would say, because I had a team of 200 arbiters. This is indeed one of my most memorable memory of a chess event as an arbiter. This was huge but intense and really a great professional and also personal memory. World Cups are also quite strong and quite unusual because this is the only knockout system that we have in the usual circuits. Otherwise, I was the chief arbiter for 10 years for the Gibraltar Chess Festival, and this was also a really really great memory. Step by step, I evolved in the team, and that was great to be welcomed by some let's say senior colleagues, David Welsh, Peter Perland there, who really also helped me and welcomed me like in a family in 2009 then. I'm regularly also for several years now in the Biel Chess Festival in Switzerland.
Yeah, also like you talked about the Chennai Olympiad, so I was also there covering the event for chess.com, and I saw you there, and like there were a lot of media people and a lot of people trying to get in, and spectators and so many players that it was very difficult, but you still managed to do it well with your team. So I saw it by my own eyes that everyone there did a really great job. Also David Lada from FIDE and all, they organized it really well. So yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, we tried to make it well with the arbiters team. We prepared in advance with the sector arbiters, and of course, you also know Gopa in India, who is a great colleague. He was a tremendous deputy chief, and we had great collaboration there.
Yeah, great. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about the Pragnananda incident when
Hmm.
Pragg was late for the final game. So I
Hmm.
saw a few photos and the video that the arbiter started, Arjun started the clock, and then you were sitting at your chair, but then you got up and you tried to go and see if Pragg is there, and then he was coming back. So did you tell him anything, or what happened during that situation overall?
Well, in this kind of situation, in any case, we always display a countdown about the time remaining before the start, and it's my duty to start the game when we reach zero. So that's what actually happened. The fact is that he was in the restroom and basically did not pay attention about the exact time remaining for him. So indeed, when I saw that okay, he was not coming for the actual start, I tried to investigate quickly whether he was not paying attention or something, but he was coming already on his own.
And during this World Cup, do you remember any other incident which were like a little interesting, or like something really, of this sort of thing, that some player is late or some other thing?
Well, yeah, there are always some little things. What is really great is that we haven't got serious incidents here, and I hope it continues for the next 4 days because we still have a few days. No, I would say nothing really significant. You saw maybe yesterday the
Yeah,
viral
Basam.
video
Yeah.
about Magnus shaking hand with the void, and that was quite funny in a way. But yeah, we try to have players coming on time for the start as much as possible. There is no zero tolerance, so it means the opponent was not forfeited. He has 15 minutes, but with a fine of $500 in case they are late in the playing area. So basically, it can happen that the player is late at the board, but he was present in the playing area, so it's just a few seconds late, which would not have a so serious consequence. But it's for sure better when both players are present.
Like, who is the most famous person in your phone's contact list?
The most famous. I'm not sure I have Magnus in my contact list. I must have his father's contact. But yeah, maybe Arkady Dvorkovich, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. He's a top, he was a top politician in Russia also, like deputy prime minister. And yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best behavior that you ever saw from a chess player during an event?
I would say the sweetest name which comes to my mind is David Navarre.
Yeah.
Real gentleman, and yeah.
Without naming names, like, can you recall any behavior which was not great, worst behavior by a chess player without naming names, maybe?
Oh yeah, maybe a strong old grandmaster not being so nice with a young future talent playing against him. Yeah.
Okay. Can you name the young future talent, or you don't want to?
I don't know what would be the consequence. Anyway, yeah, it was Fabiano Caruana. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you describe the following players in one word?
Mhm.
Magnus Carlsen,
Top.
Pragnananda,
Late.
Arjun,
Arjun, I don't know how to say it.
maybe shy or humble.
Yeah, no, yeah. What I mean is that when he plays, it's quite interesting that he is always in the vague. I don't know the how to say that.
He's in his zone. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. In his
yeah,
bubble.
Fabiano Caruana.
Serious.
Okay. Final question. Uh, According to you, who are the top five greatest chess players of all time in no particular order?
Magnus Carlsen, Bobby Fischer, Gary Kasparov, Anatoly Karpov. Let's be a bit chauvin, as we say in French, Ali Khin.
Okay. Okay, so that was all of my questions, and I really appreciate you giving me time here and doing this interview. And I hope that you enjoyed it too.
Yes, that was a great pleasure. Thanks again for the invitation.